I'm Haley Taylor, and you're listening to the Rough Draft Diaries. On this episode of the Rough Draft Diaries, we're talking about hair. Well, not really, but you'll understand.
Well, my name is Megan Yasu Davis. I am a natural hair culturalist, and I provide hair locking and twisting services from a private salon in West Toledo.
As we usually do, we'll have to go back to the beginning to find out how Megan became a natural hair culturalist. But actually, in this case, we'll have to go back even farther. First, we need to define what is natural hair.
In general, natural hair is the hair that grows out of your head that has not been chemically altered in any type of way. But for African American women, it's definitely also embracing the texture that grows out of our head, which is completely different than that of a Caucasian person. It's going to be either curly, fluffy, cottony, spongy, coily, and probably everything else in between. It's very deep to accept and embrace that type of hair texture when for so many years of our lives we have been told that curly texture is not acceptable, especially in professional workplaces.
In August of 2016, the Perception Institute began a nationwide study asking over 4,000 individuals, men and women, how they perceived textured hair. On average, white women rated the hair as less professional than smooth hair. Black women felt a social stigma surrounded the style, while others liked it. And this mixed response shouldn't come as too much of a surprise when you regard the history surrounding the straightening of textured hair. The first hair relaxer was created in 1909 by Garrett A. Morgan at a time when African Americans felt pressure to straighten their hair to fit in better with mainstream white society after a life of slavery. Throughout history, trends have changed, but the popularity and appeal of chemically straightened hair has remained, which even in today's day and age makes the decision to go natural a difficult one.
It was very significant because I was transitioning to natural hair when my second daughter was born. At the time, I was in an abusive marriage. And so because of that, I had a very poor self-esteem, and I just didn't feel beautiful. But while I was in that marriage, there was a group of stay-at-home moms. There were about 8 of us. But one thing that we all decided to do together was to go natural. And going natural and cutting off past the shoulder length hair that was straight, that I had been used to for quite a while, was a big shock to go to about 2 inches of fluffy hair. But it was very, very liberating, and it was the first decision that I made at that time, being in that situation. That was my own personal decision that made me feel good about myself.
As Megan found her new confidence, she continued to meet with fellow African American women, learning why they chose to go natural or why they continued to straighten their hair and how they felt about the whole process. These informative sessions and groups grew to help educate others about the care and maintenance of natural hair. And to help document this journey of natural hair discovery, Megan created a website in 2007. She called it the Kitchen Salon.
Kitchen Salon was derived from the place where we grew up getting our hair done. Little girls got their hair done in the kitchen using a hot comb was set on an open flame to straighten their hair. That's what our mothers and grandmothers did for us in our kitchens. So that's why I call my business the Kitchen Salon.
And the Kitchen Salon is not just a valuable resource to learn the basics of natural hair care. Megan has also created her own products.
I take from my own family's experiences. My son has very severe eczema. And so the doctor actually told me to not purchase any store-bought lotion. That's how I got started with making things. So I looked into herbal medicine and some nutritionists, just to find out some natural remedies for certain things. And then I developed the recipe for those types of products that would help my son's skin. And since I was doing skincare, I knew also that it could be safe for my hair as well.
But Megan didn't stop there. After creating the Kitchen Salon and her own product line, Megan created the Northwest Ohio Natural Hair, Health, and Beauty Expo in hopes to further inform and inspire the natural hair community through educational workshops, forums, and exhibits, and performances by local artists and professionals. And Megan still isn't slowing down. Her next mission is to effect change in how hair care is taught in beauty schools.
Making changes in the standard of curriculum for cosmetology programming. It does not include programming for African American textured hair, let alone natural hair. There is a course, but only one accredited school in the state. I want to change that. This is something that really needs to be addressed in our community and nationwide as well. But I'm specifically working with some legislators, the Institute for Justice, as well as the Ohio Board of Cosmetology.
It may sound like Megan has a lot on her plate, but she doesn't think of her to-do list as, well, a to-do list. Instead, Megan thinks of her work as a way to bring her voice and experience to a community and to a conversation that Megan knows all too well is not really about just hair.
A consultation for hair is usually never about their hair. It's always about something else that's deeper that they're dealing with. And so being able to talk to someone and really dig in and find out the really true root cause of what the issue is, that helps them to be able to get a little closer to embracing their own natural texture and then possibly wearing that publicly without feeling ashamed or having to apologize for who they are organically. Overall, everyone wants to look and feel great.
I'm Haley Taylor, and thanks for listening to this episode of the Rough Draft Diaries. Megan's choices for the next episode of the Rough Draft Diaries include...
So the first person I want to choose her name is Marjorie Goodlow. The second person is actually a duo, Letitia Williams and Tasha Davis. The third person I recommend is my beloved husband, Imani Latif.
Tune in next time to find out who I pick on the Rough Draft Diaries.